This is Partners in Crime with Adam Croft and Robert Daws.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Partners in Crime, episode 96, we think this is. And it's the first one. What are you laughing at?
Well, precise as ever, basically. 96 and an eighth. There
we think, yeah. And it's also the first one of our now regular video episodes. We are being filmed. I'm looking up at the camera now as we speak. We can see our mugs there on the little screen.
These are our mugs on the little screen. Our partners.
Yes, our Partners in Crime mugs. Yeah, let's show those. There we go, yeah.
Here we are.
More information on how you can do that and how you can watch those video episodes shortly, because we've got quite a lot to announce today, actually. Go on.
No, I was going to say yes.
Yes.
You've got a long list in front of you.
Oh, I know.
Even I'm impressed.
Yes. Amongst other things, we are taking Partners in Crime live on the road again at some festivals this year. It's something we did last year in September. We went to Morecambe and Vice.
We did.
Well, you didn't.
You did. I did. I couldn't, alas.
No. So Adrian Hobart and I presented that one. And as a result, we've been asked to do a couple more. One of which, get the date in your diary, if you're anywhere near Northamptonshire. The big one is the Earls Barton Literary Festival. That's the the big one on the literary festival scene. That's on the 14th of June. We will be appearing there on the Sunday doing Partners in Crime live, and I believe we're also doing our own individual sessions too, so that we can.
So I've been told.
So we can see who's best.
As you well know, listeners, I just obey orders.
And we will also later in the year be doing a soon to be revealed international festival. It's an overseas one. We can't say anything about it yet or announce which one it is, but we are heading on a plane to go and do Partners in Crime live at an international crime writing festival, which we're very much looking forward to. So listen out for that one. But we wanted to tell you about something else we're introducing, and if you are watching us on the video, well, you won't be, because I'm about to tell you how you can. So
is this going to be on YouTube?
It won't, no.
Oh, well,
no, that's the thing.
How does anyone watch it?
Well, this is for subscribers to our new Patreon programme. For people who aren't aware of what Patreon is, which includes you, I believe, Bob.
I've got a clue. It sounds like some sort of Roman army officer or something.
Yes, it's exactly what it is. First thing to say is that Partners in Crime will not be changing. If you listen to it, how you listen to it now, nothing is going to be changing. In fact, it's going to get better for everybody. But it's going to get even better for some people who want to help us out, essentially, because podcasts cost a lot of money to run. They take a lot of effort and time. So we are opening our Patreon program, which will allow listeners, if they want to subscribe to receive even more from us. And I'm going to go through what those options are.
Yes.
As I say, Partners in Crime is not changing. It is staying completely free forever. The show, as you know and love it, is only going to get better as well for the free people. But for anybody who does want to join, there are going to be 3 tiers. And we're opening this up now.
One down that sheet, the other one down, and one right down the middle.
We're opening this up now. We've got 3 levels. The first level is at £1 a month. That is the Chuckle Brothers tier. Which gets your name read out on the show. You get a personalised hello from us on Partners in Crime, and you will get an entry into every prize draw from now until eternity, and there will be lots of them. We're going to be giving away...
It's a big promise, isn't it?
We're going to be giving away lots of them. We've got signed hardbacks of new releases from big name authors and big publishers. We've got e-readers and tablets to be giving away. We've got theatre tickets for touring crime shows, all sorts of really quite good big prizes to give away.
Nice giveaways, something that carries some worth, if you're interested.
And every Patreon subscriber will get an entry into that, even on that lowest level. The second level, at £2 a month, is the Dempsey and Makepeace package, which gets you the shout out on the show. It gets you 2 entries into every prize draw from now until eternity. It will also get you access to the video episodes. So we'll be filming them, and the video will go into the Patreon page for Dempsey and Makepeace Upwards subscribers. And you'll also get something else we're introducing, which is a free book of the month. from Kobo. They're going to be providing. We're going to select a book of ours each month, a favourite book, and if you are a subscriber on the Dempsey and Makepeace level or above, sounds daft saying that, doesn't it? You will get the book of the month completely free every month, and it's only costing you £2 a month to be a member.
Well, we should have Glynis Barber and Michael Brandon to announce that, shouldn't we?
We should. It's well worth that the money you're paying. It's probably worth twice what you're actually paying anyway. Before you get into any of the other wonderful benefits, and our top level of subscription is the Randall and Hopkirk Deceased.
Literally from here to eternity.
Yes, at £5 a month. That will get you a shout out on the show. It will get you 5 entries into every prize draw we run. It will get you the video episodes. It will get you the free book every month from Kobo, the free book of the month. It will also get you access to exclusive Patreon only mini episodes of our new post-show chat after each episode. We're going to do a little bit extra after each episode, only for Patreon subscribers. You have Big Brother's Little Brother, and you have I'm a Celebrity Extra Camp. We're launching Partners in Crime, Arsenic and Old Lace, which is our after show party that you'll get to see if you're a Patreon subscriber. You'll also get access to exclusive behind the scenes video of the production of Partners in Crime, so a bit of before, a bit of after, a bit of showing you what goes on behind the scenes, and you'll also get on that level at £5 a month a signed Partners in Crime postcard sent to you, signed by us. So a wonderful
there's one other tier which is called the Silence of the Lambs, in which you don't hear anything because we're silenced.
Yes.
Which may be everyone's favourite, but you have to pay considerably more for it.
If you pay £100 a month, we'll never do the show again. So they're the 3 tiers there that you can join on. You obviously don't have to, but we would love it if you did, and help support Partners in Crime and keep us going. And they're all the wonderful benefits and prizes and free things and extras that we'll give to you if you do want to support us in that way.
I'm impressed because this is the first I've heard of a lot of this. I mean, mind you had me at Chuckle Brothers, but I mean that's great. You've put a lot of thought into this, Adam. I'm really impressed. Between
Moriarty and I, we have, yes.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Moriarty.
We're going to get Matt, will be up and running by the time you hear this episode. The link to that Patreon program is in the show notes. We're also going to put it on our social media. It is, I believe, patreon.com/Partners in Crime podcast. So there we go.
I'm agog.
You're a what?
And people watching it, listeners watching it, will be able to. We can't call them just listeners anymore. Viewers.
Yes, well, yeah. If you head over now to patreon.com/Partners in Crime podcast, and if you sign up as a patron for from £1 a month, actually from £2 a month, you'll be able to see the video. Then you might as well just stop listening now and head over there and watch the rest of this, because it is there waiting for you now. You get access to all of those things immediately.
Good grief! And you can actually see me instead of listen to me being agog. Yes, it looks a bit like this.
There you go. You only get that if you subscribe.
You only get
In the news this week, he says, shuffling his papers. There was an article in the Los Angeles Times, which I pop over to LA and pick up weekly.
Thursday mornings, usually. Just before you pick up your pension.
That's it. I wish. About Mark Wahlberg's new project, I guess. It's on Netflix. It's Spencer Confidential. It says here that growing up in the 70s and 80s in South Boston, there weren't many authentic depictions of Mark Wahlberg's hometown on the small or big screen, according to the LA Times. But one thing that was filmed in Boston was on ABC in the mid to late 80s, which was based on Robert B. Parker's private eye, Spencer.
Oh.
The show was never a massive hit, it says here, but it helped propel Spencer, whom Parker had first introduced in 1973, to a wider audience, one that he would continue to nurture and build over 40 Spencer best-selling novels right up until his death in 2010.
What's the TV called? Spencer PA or something like that?
I don't know, because I've printed it out here, but it's actually printed the notice over the top that says, by continuing to use our site, you agree to our terms and privacy policy. You can learn more about how we use cookies by reviewing our privacy policy.
Really answer my question.
It's actually put that over the top of my notes, so Yeah, crime. I think it's just called Spencer.
Just Spencer.
I think.
I vaguely remember it.
It is now, anyway.
Sort of a flashback, yeah.
Yeah, it's an ABC, mid to late 80s. And Mark Wahlberg is now bringing a fresh take to one of modern crime fiction's most beloved detectives and launching a new franchise around him with the Netflix film Spencer Confidential.
I thought that was called Marks and Spencer originally, but...
Spencer's first name is never revealed.
I tried my best.
Spencer's first name is never revealed. Mark Wahlberg stars in it with Winston Duke, reviving the characters of Spencer and Hawk, who were played by Robert Urich and Avery Brooks in the 80s TV series.
That's right, I do remember it.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, actually, this piece in the LA Times, because Mark Wahlberg talks about Netflix and the future of films and things. Says, it's going that way. Everything is streaming and subscription, and yeah, we are. How's that for a segue? Subscriptions. And he said, I'll be lying if I said there's not something nice about the fact you don't have to have this 2-week anxiety attack that generally happens among filmmakers, producers and actors leading up to the release of a film, which you will know all about.
Yes.
And the fact that you won't be able to go to a theatre on Friday and watch it doesn't feel as good. But there's no getting away from the fact this is the world we live in today. And he says, with coronavirus fears spreading, which has meant that MGM have delayed the new James Bond film by a few months.
They have indeed.
He says, this feels like a particularly opportune moment to be putting out a movie that audiences can watch without leaving the house. So there we go. Spencer Confidential coming to Netflix.
Yes, I've heard of some justifications for watching a film, but never because there's a pandemic abroad. But there we are. I mean, yes, well,
watch my new film and you won't get coronavirus.
Well, that's very good. Well, I've got something here. I must point out that before I left the house, my computer went and all the hours and hours, days, weeks of research I put into this particular episode, I couldn't disappeared somewhere. I don't know where, into the ether. So I am going to... Oh, hello. That's wrong. I am going to... Here we go. There's a new series coming out on Netflix on March the 23rd.
Another one?
And I must stop looking at that because I'm sort of always drawn to the camera.
This is you TV people. If you see a camera in the room, you've got to talk to it.
Yeah, but, as an actor, you never look down the... You never look at the camera, or you try not to anyway. Right, Netflix names transmission date for Freud. Now, this comes from the ever-excellent Paul Hearns at Killing Times. A crime drama involving Sigmund Freud, you say. Would you like to lie down and tell me all about your life, your deeper stirrings, your... No.
I'll have a lie down.
A good idea. Just raise an eyebrow, which is never a good sign. In 2018... Paul reported that streaming giant Netflix was going to produce the first ever Austrian language drama. Really? Okay. Featuring the famous godfather of psychology, Marlon Freud. Now we know when it's going to transmit, and there's a trailer available if you want to look it up on the internet. The story sees Sigmund Freud in Vienna in 1886, just as his revolutionary theories are being met with strong opposition from colleagues and wider Austrian society. It's at this time he meets the war veteran and policeman Alfred Kiss and notorious medium Fleur Salome. Oh, that's a nice name, isn't it? Fleur Salome. Not many Fleurs around. And unwittingly becomes part of the hunt for a serial killer. The thriller will blend its period setting with a contemporary style and is billed as a modern, sexy and suspenseful take on the life of the celebrated Dr. Freud from Monday the 23rd of March on Netflix. That looks like a must-see. I'm fascinated with Freud anyway. Don't ask me why, just talk to my therapist. And it looks as if it's going to be absolutely terrific. So there we are. That's a recommendation in advance, one I've not seen.
I was just thinking, actually, while you were talking about that, you reckon if this Patreon thing comes off, we might be able to afford to get you a non-squeaky chair?
Is that my one?
That's yours.
I'm sure it's my chair. I'm sure it might be my knee.
It might be your knees, might be your back.
At my age, you never know what's squeaking.
But maybe if we get a few people on the Randall Hopkirk deceased level, we can get you a new chair. There we go. The unseen costs of podcast production.
No, it is my knee, yeah.
I was reading in the Conversation this week, the tagline of which is academic rigour and journalistic flair, much like Partners in Crime. They carried an article with the headline, Freshly Cut Grass or Bile-infused Exorcist Vomit. How crime books embraced lurid green. It's really interesting, actually. It's from an author called Carolyn Mackay, and she's talking about how crime fiction was, for a period, associated heavily with the colour green, which is now something which is mainly non-fiction. Sports books and things will be linked with that. But if you think back to the Penguin crime series in the 1960s, they were all green. The article says, if green had a smell, would it be freshly cut grass or bile-infused exorcist vomit? The covers of the Penguin crime series in the 1960s were standardised yet stylish and instantly recognisable. 2 horizontal bands of colour separated by a central white band featuring the author's name and title in Gill Sans font. Initially designed by Edward Young, the aesthetic was strengthened in 1947 by German typographer Jan Tschicholz.
I saw that coming.
Did you?
Jan. She shows. You're part German. You're all over that.
I have a German passport. I'm completely German. That was. Did you saw it coming? You saw it in my eyes.
I did. You look across at me, and I immediately remember not to mention the war.
That German typographer created Penguin's composition rules, and the books were colour coded by subjects. There's the now classic orange for fiction, dark blue for biographies, red for drama, and of the first 10 Penguin books published, 2 were crime and colour-coded green. And Carolyn Mackay wonders why. Why not blood spatter red or noir black? And it's actually really interesting talking about how these books were designed and put together, and how the fashion of the times was. She says, looking back, there's a power of simplicity in these designs with a limited colour palette, elements of photo montage, collage, drawing and geometric pattern, and use of sans serif font. But of course, there is the bright green. She reckons it's because of green's association with toxicity. The 18th century's Sheila's green, which I thought was an insurance provider, derived from arsenic, was vivid and alluring. The 19th century's emerald green was highly desirable and used extensively in clothing and wallpaper, including that of William Morris. Unfortunately, it was... Wake up. Unfortunately,
sorry.
It was horribly poisonous. Arsenic fumes from emerald green wallpaper killed people.
Oh. Well, Peter James uses that in The Perfect Murder.
Don't give it away.
Yeah. That's a point. Spoiler alert. Never mind. It's not on the road at the moment.
But green is deadly. Essentially, green radioluminescent paint shone brightly on watches and caused radium poisoning. Green chlorine gas was used as a chemical weapon in the First World War. The green of absinthe, le feuille vert, the green fairy, is intoxicating. Once thought to be hallucinogenic, an ingredient in Ernest Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon cocktail. So with these lethal associations, Carolyn Mackay says, the green of crime fiction starts to make sense.
Well, there we are. Who knew?
What a rabbit hole that was.
No, it was. I found it very interesting. Yes, now I'm going to mention some theatre this week, and building on the phenomenal decade-long success of the Agatha Christie Theatre Company, Bill Kenwright's classic thriller Theatre Company, see what he did there, which has already produced Rehearsal for Murder, I know because I was in it, Judgment in Stone, The Case of the Frightened Lady and the Lady Vanishes, returns with their latest chilling whodunit, the creepy comedy thriller The Cat and the Canary. I can remember the film of this with Bob Hope. I mean, it's the absolutely sort of distant mansion surrounded by fog and eyes behind portraits and all that sort of thing. I'd absolutely loved it, and Bob Hope was marvellous. But this is a more serious take on the original play, the film came from a play. I'm just talking now because I'm going to tell you that again. This new adaptation of the murder mystery by John Willard, which inspired 3 classic movies starring the likes of Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard, Edward Fox and Honor Blackman and Olivia Hussey will embark on. No, they won't. They were in the films. This is not going well.
The good thing about video is
for taking the out of your colour green.
I was saying the good thing about video is that patrons will be able to see that we edit nothing.
No, we absolutely
If any of the cock-ups stay properly in, and there's no hiding with a one camera setup.
Yes. Well, no, there isn't. It's merciless. Anyway, none of those people are in the touring production, which is currently on the road.
Who else?
Now,
Who else isn't in it? Dave Benson Phillips. He's not in it, is he?
Yes. Al Pacino couldn't turn up.
No.
Heading the cast of The Cat and the Canary is silver screen and Bond girl legend Britt Ekland, whose numerous films include Man of the Golden Gun and The Wicker Man and Get Carter with Michael Caine. I didn't realise she was in that. Britt stars alongside Mark Jordan, who played the much-loved PC Phil Bellamy in Heartbeat, and more recently Daz Spencer in Emmerdale, and Tracy Shaw, best known for the long-running role as Maxine Peake in Coronation Street. These are well-known British actors. They're joined by West End leading lady Marty Webb, Gary Webster, my mate Gary Webster, who played Gary Costello in Family Affairs, and Ray Daly in ITV's Minder, and of course my other mucker Ben Nealon, who played Lieutenant Forsyth in the drama series Soldier. It's supposed to be absolutely terrific. I haven't had a chance to see it because I've been acting myself, but I will catch it as soon as I've finished I don't want to make it sound like a virus. It's supposed to be terrific fun. People who have been to see it said it's a hoot and a thrill at the same time, and at the risk of nepotism, I suppose, to some degree. This is a Bill Kenwright production. I'm also going to mention another thriller that is on the road, which is the classic Dial M for Murder, which has got Tom Chambers and Sam Womack in it as well, which has also been very well received. So those with a penchant for theatre, these two thrillers, mysteries, murder, whatever you like it, are currently touring the UK. If you're outside the UK, very sorry that you probably won't be able to make it along, but if you do fancy them, please look to your local theatre or check them out on the website, and they will come up and tell you exactly where they're going to be playing this week and for the next few months.
I thought you were going to say if you live outside the UK, consider emigrating.
Well, no,
I'm not sure the show's that good.
What have you got?
It's pretty good.
Oh, is that one of your things for the Patreon? We will fly you from Tonga to see Bill Kenwright's production of Cat and the Canary at the Theatre Royal Bath. No, we can't do that.
Thank God they are doing direct flights from Tonga to Luton Airport now as well.
Yes, exactly. Well, let's hope they're doing flights at all over the next few weeks.
We should get Sam Womack on, actually. She only lives around the corner.
Does she?
Well, not literally, but a village or two further up.
A village or two further?
Yeah, we should get her on.
We are in the country here. You might like to know. We sometimes forget.
Well,
but we are.
There we are. So that does sound very good, actually. I'm looking forward to seeing that myself. Some things that people have enjoyed seeing and not enjoyed seeing on screenrant.com. They ranked the 7 best and 3 worst movies based on John Grisham novels. They reckoned,
that's a brave thing to do.
Yeah, I know, they reckoned the best was The Rainmaker, Francis Ford Coppola adaptation with Matt Damon and Danny DeVito as an unlikely duo of lawyers fighting a boys cafe who suffers from leukemia and sues an insurance company for his case. They gave 9 out of 10 to Runaway Jury. Another Grisham story involved suing a big company. An impressive ensemble cast of John Cusack, Rachel Weisz, Gene Hackman and Dustin Hoffman. I reckon one of the worst was Christmas with the Cranks. Not the
Christmas
Crankies.
with the Crankers. No, I was going to say.
The movie involves a family which doesn't celebrate Christmas one year as their daughter is away from the town, and then she comes back at the last minute, which doesn't sound like an amazing plot, I must say. They liked The Client, Susan Sarandon playing the lawyer with great conviction, one of her career best performances, it says here. Brad Renfro playing the client, gained a big fan base as a tough kid in the film, but eventually earning prominent roles in films like Sleepers and Apt Pupil. Pelican Brief they liked. Julia Roberts plays a law student who writes a college dissertation about the potential reasons behind an assassin killing 2 Supreme Court judges. They didn't like The Chamber, with Chris O'Donnell and Gene Hackman, about an out-of-law school lawyer who tries to release his racist grandfather, a death row convict.
I don't think I saw that one.
A Time to Kill. they did quite like. That was his first
Yes.
novel, so of course was made into a film. Deals with lawyers representing a black man who killed 2 white supremacists after they raped his young daughter. A Painted House, which is an account of a family of cotton farmers in 1952, inspired by Grisham's own childhood in Arkansas. They Didn't Like the Gingerbread Man, which is a story about a lawyer who helps his lover put her father behind bars, but then the father, played by Robert Duvall, breaks out of prison and all hell breaks loose. And they did like The Firm, which was the first Grisham movie. It's a multi-layered story which starts off with Tom Cruise, that is, Mitch McDeary joining a law firm. Don't know why I said it like that. You know when you go to say a word.
You went all Clouseau then, didn't you? I have joined a law firm.
That's because I saw the word.
My bump on the end.
I saw the word law, and for some reason my mouth went lure, and I thought I can't then say firm.
They can see it now.
Yeah.
They're actually watching this. It's not a pleasant sight, isn't it? Lure.
If you say lure, you can't then say firm. So, so I had to kind of So Tom Cruise's Mitch McDeary, well, however you say that one, joining a law firm and understanding its working, and eventually meanders into a darker narrative as Mitch finds out the truth that his firm has been hiding. All of those words shamelessly ripped from ScreenRant.com. Go and check out the that original article there.
Wow.
There we are.
That's entirely comprehensive.
It was quite comprehensive.
It
wasn't
was. Well, after the colour green and Tom Grisham. Did I say Tom Grisham?
Yes.
Yes, sorry. Mr. Grisham.
If you like the
Yes,
sound
yes,
of any of those, the books are of course available from Kobo. We suggest you head over to kobo.com, find any books that interest you, and if you've never bought a book from Kobo before, then enter the promo code CRIME at the checkout and they'll give you 90% off of your first purchase. And if you have bought books from them before, then if you follow the link in the show notes and use the promo code PARTNERS at the checkout, they'll give you 40% off of all of your future purchases for life. There we go. How's that?
Very good. I saw a film last night.
Well done.
Yeah, it was, and all the way through. It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio and various other fine actors, including Al Pacino and Damian Lewis. Yeah, fascinating. But as I watched it, I realised that there was a similarity in certain areas to my next book.
Oh.
I mean, not massive,
Yeah.
very, very different.
That is annoying when that happens.
Yeah, well, actually, I was quite pleased. I was quite pleased, actually, because it's a very such a completely different view from the one that I take on a similar subject that I'm hoping it might help. In fact, I'm going to change the title of my book to Once Upon a Time in Gibraltar and see if anyone gets that. But so, yes, I mean, you know, ideas are ideas.
Yeah.
What constantly amazes me is very often, you know, lots of people seem to have had the same idea at the same time, and lots of things come out, and you go, "Well, that's similar to that, and that's similar to that." What was that all about?
Yeah.
Did it sort of just sort of land on in lots of people's consciousness at the same time, like a dream? That's the question. Do you get any inspiration from your dreams?
It's best that I don't.
Yes,
best I
yes,
don't.
That's really, I'm trying to delve into. See, I've got this Freud thing going. Are you absolutely sure you've had no dreams that have inspired you in the past to create, to write,
Not that I can remember, no.
to
No.
have a nice glass of wine?
No. Yeah, I've usually had too much red wine to even have dreams. I'm gone.
Oh yes, well I have, since you ask, and he's out the segues today. He's yeah, I have. And in fact, I've come up with whole little plots, and I've sort of written them down in the middle of the night. And in the morning, I wake up and I look down, and it's like reading Sanskrit. I go, my God, I must turn the light on. But I have used a couple of dreams to inspire me to write a couple of one short story and one in one of the novels. But anyway, hey, that's enough about me.
There we go.
What do you think about me?
Well,
Let's not go into
this is
that.
a family-friendly podcast where we're talking about murder.
There's going to be photographic proof.
There is.
So
Yes.
we're coming up to 28 minutes.
Yeah.
You'd like to get these things as near to 30 minutes as you possibly
I
can.
was just
I'm
going
not
to
saying
use.
there's any analogy attached to this. It's
No.
just something that you like to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to ask, use the last minute, which is now 50 seconds, just to mention the Partners in Crime Patreon programme again. We're not going to keep banging on about this all the time, by the way, but it is the show where we're launching it.
But we will be.
It's the show where we're launching it.
Boring everyone to death. But it's a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing, especially
it is.
If you're want the Randall and Hopkirk deceased.
You help support Partners in Crime. You keep us going by subscribing as a patron, and we'll give you lots of stuff in return. We've got those prize draws. There's signed books from some big name A-list authors.
Not long.
No.
Big.
Theatre tickets, e-readers, lots of really good stuff. It's worth more than £1, I'll tell you that much, which is what it will cost you to become a patron of the show.
To certain celebrity interviews as well.
Yes,
they will get first.
You'll get early access to all the episodes as well. By the way, that's on every tier. You'll get you don't have to wait till Friday morning to listen to Partners in Crime, or even watch it. If you're a higher level subscriber, you can listen or watch a good day or two at least before the episode goes out, depending on when we record.
And it must be said, none of this will go into our own pockets. It will go into improving the podcast by way of actually paying the fees for 2 other presenters, and but also sort of allowing us to put money into sort of getting the podcast out. Marketing, I think it's called. And you know all about that. I know nothing about that.
This is all part of us nearly hitting 100 episodes. We're 96 episodes today, so we're looking at getting even bigger, even better, and doing lots more with it. So,
and I do apologise, because I walked in today with no idea that we were going to be filming this. I did, he told me, but I completely forgot. So I haven't had a shave. I haven't had a shower. That's slightly more information than anybody needs. And as you'll see, if you happen to be watching this, this lovely pink shirt that Adam is wearing is not matched by anything floral by myself. I'm in this sort of black sort of summer shirt. So apologies for anyone having to watch this for the last 31 minutes and 29 seconds. Next time I will put on a pair of slingbacks and something a little more decorative.
Well, what we're going
That's
to...
no threat either.
What we are going to do, and I've not talked this through with you yet, Bob, but I was going to put it out there.
Here we go again.
Should we do our first post-show Partners in Crime Arsenic and Old Lace?
Yes.
Should we have a crack
Absolutely.
and do that? We'll get another cup of tea and then we'll do our after show thing. And I'm also, for patrons, going to record a little video showing you around the studio, because if you are watching this on our Patreon page in video, you'll see that this is the first look that anybody has had of the new Partners in Crime studio, because last time we did a video was over a year ago. Last time we did a video episode, and that was in the old studio upstairs, which is now a bedroom.
Yes. Well, shall we do that before I decide that I can't be arsenicked and old laced?
Yes. This was a garage, by the way, where I'm talking to you from now. This time last year was a garage.
He's struggling now. So
I'm struggling.
Shall we put him out of his misery?
There we go. If you want to see a garage, then subscribe on Patreon. Until then, we'll be back here doing the same thing we always do.
They may not be, though.
They may not be. Next week.
Thank you very much for listening. This is worldwide, and we bid you farewell from Adam's Garage.
Partners in Crime was presented by Adam Croft and Robert Daws and produced by Adam Croft. The theme tune was by the Caesareans. The Partners in Crime logo and imagery were designed by Stuart Faish. Partners in Crime is sponsored by Kobo, your favourite local bookshop, perfected.